Ross is on your left. Brennan is on your right. Dredge counters company. Round 14 here from the Queen City.
Yeah, and to start off this season, Brennan was really cutting his teeth in the standard format. That's where he broke onto the scene and was having all of his success. And he made some social media posts where he was like, man, I really need to start practicing Modern because I want to do well. I want to end up at the top of the standings here. And a lot of this season depends on Modern.
Modern is what we got a lot of, not only this season, but next season as well. As we went over that Season 2 schedule, you can find out more about that over at StarCityGames.com as well. We got a lot of Modern events. We got a little Legacy, 2 team opens, Atlanta and Baltimore. Looking forward to each of those. I'll be playing in that Atlanta Open.
That's exciting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's exciting. I'll be, full disclosure, Char Belcher. Come and get it. I don't care. I don't care. Come and get it.
Just putting it out there.
You got Forcible, you win. Fine.
Yep.
If you're playing lands, you lose. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I haven't played Char Belcher since 2011, and I'm jonesing.
Dude, even if they have Force Will, just get them with some gobos.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I know.
Empty those warrens.
I will. I'm doing it. My teammate's not happy about it. I don't care.
It's not about them.
No, it's not. And
The team's all about you.
I'm not playing Standard. And Chad Castell, good friend. I was going to insult him, but I'm not going to. Good friend, Chad Castell.
Just had his wedding.
I know, he's getting married. He's getting married this week. He just finished getting married in Israel, so congratulations to Chad. Very happy for him. He's glassing right now.
Yeah,
he's glassing.
I would think he's on top of the world.
Yeah, he's glassing. Just glass, Chad. Just glass.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
You know, gets to team with you. It's all coming up pluses for him.
It's really all coming up, Chad, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to be playing Obzon slowly. That's his favorite.
Deliberately.
Yes, very deliberately. Closing in another draw.
Yeah, just
but not quite getting there. Yeah,
Cedric just pulling his hair out.
That's my boy. That's my guy. Can't wait to team with him. I don't have much hair left to pull out, Craig.
He's at 4. I have 3 Termagoyfs in play.
But he could draw something.
Let me think about this for a while.
He could draw something. That's time of the round. Oh, boy. That's our guy. We love you, buddy. Congratulations on being married.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome.
I'm happy for him. I know he's happy. I wish I could have made the hike out to Israel, but that's far.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Just completely different.
I hear it's awesome.
Well, I just meant, I haven't seen Israel.
Me either.
But I just meant that, like, the culture as far as the wedding goes.
Yes, absolutely. I've heard everything he's told me is that Israel is it's a phenomenal place. Maybe we'll have an SG Tour event there one day. What do you say? Shotgun coverage. Sorry, Matthias and Ryan. Shotgun.
All right. Shotgun top 64. I don't know, man.
You could have shotgun coverage with me.
Dude, shotgun coverage.
There you go. You figured it out. All right, free trip to Israel. Here we come.
That's so much sweeter than top 64.
There you go. It took you a minute to get there.
I didn't even pick winning the event either.
No. You were an idiot. Shotgun top 64.
Sometimes you misplay, man.
We are underway here in game number 1. It's a Noble Hierarch off of Temple Garden. Here for Brennan DeCandio. For Ross, Arid Mesa. See what land he wants to get. We oftentimes see him lead off with a Stomping Ground. That's exactly what he'll do.
Modern Classic player Brandon Bennett to the stage, please.
One of the things that I don't get about the Dredge deck, and I think is a very good deck, it has no game against the turn 3 win decks.
Yeah, outside of, I guess it can interact with Conflagrate, right? That's its way.
But by turn 3 or 4, it's difficult.
I can agree with that. Right now Conflagrate looks great.
Yes. Just cashing your whole hand.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a Dredger in there and light them up.
Even better than Bantu's Last Reckoning.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, yes. Get him, you little vampire.
Can't block this one.
Yep. And for one, that's what I like about Ross. He ain't going to miss any damage. He's got a Conflagrate to discard. Oh, yeah.
Oh, mama.
So that board's gone. You got to kill all that stuff.
Yeah. And he's happy to do it. He doesn't need a hand.
It'll be for 2, 1.
Okay.
And he actually doesn't want to kill the other Noble Hierarch. I'm a little surprised.
He's hanging on to a little bit here.
And he does have a Dredger and Golgari Thug. And it looks like he's saved a Cathartic Reunion in hand.
Yeah, he set up for a big turn next turn.
So let's see where Ross is going to go to next. As a Devoted Druid here for Brennan means he can threaten the combo once again. Ross going to Dredge Golgari Thug. Gets a Blood Crypt, a Dark Blast. Dark Blast is a nice main deck. And along with an Arid Mesa and a Black Cleave Cliffs.
Players in the Modern Classic.
Thug will go back to the grip.
You have 50 minutes. You may go ahead and begin.
And the other card they left in his hand was a Gemstone Mine. So he could play a land to get back the Bloodghast.
Well, he needs the cards to discard for a Cathartic Reunion.
There's also that. There's also that. So Thug will be the first dredge. Faithless Looting, Haunted Dead, Stomping Ground, Stinkweed Imp.
Ooh, that's good.
Let's go Impin'. Life in the Loam, Salvage, 2 Copperline Gorge and a Bloodstained Mire. And
No big hits yet.
no Narc Amoeba, no Prize Amalgam. Only 1 Bloodghast.
The question is, does he want to land?
Because he could take the Salvage here.
Well, yeah, he could advance his board a little more with the land. Set up to flashback some Faithless Lootings next turn.
And this dredge is actually pretty difficult. There's Dark Blast, there's Life in the Loam, there's Dockmore Salvage. Looks like he's going to go Life in the Loam, so 3 cards. 1 is Narc Amoeba, 2 is Instantly Innate, 3 is Narc Amoeba. So here's 2 Narc Amoebas. Those cards, of course, all go back to the hand. And now Ross has got to hope that he's not dead. DeCandio very quickly untap. He'll draw. Picked up a Verdant Catacombs. Right now his hand is Walking Ballista, double Kitchen Finks, it looks like.
What a format.
It really is something, I'll tell you.
You have an 0-2? Might just be dead here.
I destroyed your board with a Conflagrate. Not that that matters. And now I'm really hoping I'm not dead again. And hopefully I dredge another Conflagrate. That's where we're at, folks.
And Brennan has kind of a decision here. He can advance his board, or he could start by just cashing in that Horizon Canopy and see if there's an instant winner on top.
Could get a little frisky. Because if he does find Vizier, it is an instant win.
Yeah.
Because he already got the Walking Ballista in hand. Looks like Brendan's going to sacrifice that Verdant Catacombs, however, and get a basic Forest. Remember, winner of this match, lock it up. We'll see him in the elimination rounds. You can choose them to be the quarterfinals match that we watch. We'll talk about that a little bit later in round number 15.
I like picking things.
I know. I know, Craig. Well, he's going for broke. Sacrifice Horizon Canopy. I like it. Play to win, kid. Play to win.
Well, and he'll still have a very similar turn of advancing his board with a Kitchen Finks here, even if he doesn't find the card he really wants.
He'll play Kitchen Finks. And pass that turn back. Back to Merriam. What are we dredging? Dark Blast. Couple of cards here. Loam, Thug, Dockmore Salvage. Perhaps we Loam now?
Dark Blast is not really insurance against the combo. Once the Vizier and the Devoted Druid are both on the board, you would try to respond to him adding mana by killing the Vizier, and he can just choose to activate the ability again any number of times.
And be totally fine. Yep. Blackcleave Cliffs is going to come onto the battlefield. That got returned via Loam, which means Bloodghast is back. And Narc Amoebas are feeling it. Might be time to fly in. Ross doing a little bit of math, seeing if there's something worth Dark Blasting here. It can just pick off a Noble Hierarch, but ideally, I think he'd like to be able to Dark Blast twice in one turn, which of course is Dark Blast and upkeep, dredge Dark Blast again to kill Devoted Druid. I'm not sure he's going to be given that time, though. It is something to play towards. And there's an argument to be had that, you know, Brennan did just sacrifice Horizon Canopy, so he's down a land. Might want to start cutting off his mana.
Yeah, try to bottleneck him. Gives Ross more time to find another Conflagrate or some of his payoff cards in the form of vampires and zombies to actually pressure Brennan.
Brennan's going to sacrifice another Horizon Canopy. Draw a card. Another Walking Ballista.
What a tease.
He's looking for Cord, he's looking for Company, or he's looking for Vizier itself. Remember, he's playing 4 copies of Vizier. He's got, let me make sure, 4 Company, 4 Cord, of course. So he wants to combo off because it's an easy win from there. Instead, it's just another copy of Kitchen Finks. Brennan's going to move back up to 16. Going to knock Ross down to 14 with the active Finks. Past that turn back, Merriam on the upkeep is going to Dark Blast, targeting Devoted Druid, and now he'll dredge it. Conflagrate, Stinky Imp, and a Mountain. And now back comes the Dark Blast, of course. We know Ross has returned a land that can tap for black mana.
Look at you, Cedric. Just seeing all the angles.
I'm on top of it. He used to be a dredge guy.
Love it.
Oh, God, 7 years ago. Ugh.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Oh, that was a long time. Pretty free attack there with the Bloodghast. Kitchen Fink's not going to block because, of course, Bloodghast will just come back. So Brennan going to fall down to 13. Ross might be thinking Conflagrate now. Curious what he wants to discard here.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot. He had himself set up for this Dark Blast. I'd probably be inclined to hang on to that Conflagrate.
I'm kind of curious on what he wants to kill, because he could just discard 2 cards, kill Devoted Druid. Well, he's discarding 4 cards. He's going to kill Finks, Devoted Druid, and Noble Hierarch. And now simply pass the turn back. DeCandio goes up to 15, and his mana has been cut a little bit here.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Brennan will draw.
And the threat of the instant winner is gone now, too.
Rage of Urge think it's not a bad draw, though. Not too shabby.
And that little Narcomoeba back to play some defense. Willing to trade with the Finks.
Yeah, with the 2-1. I like the way that Ross has played this game thus far.
Yeah, good pacing. You know, no panic. He's saying, I'm going to take a turn off to control things. I don't have to be worried about that combo anymore. You don't have a whole lot of lands to work with. We've said over and over, the long game, the Dredge deck does so well in.
Yeah, but the long game, the Counters Company deck does well in, too.
You would think so, but he's sitting on 2 lands. You know, not a whole lot of pressure on the board. Ross has positioned himself to be a pretty big favorite right now, I think.
One thing that Dredge can do is it can overcome a couple of Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
That's not the end of the world, is there's a Devoted Druid. And if you're Ross, you're going, no, not this thing again. I've already killed 2 of that stupid card. I got to kill a 3rd one. Merriam will untap. And now it's time to decide what to dredge again. Looks like he's going to go towards as big a dredge as he can with El Stinkerino. Bloodghast, Faithless Looting, Cathartic Reunion, Copperline Gorge, and Bloodstained Mire. What do you find from the 5 cards? Now we're going to do a little counting. As the math side of Ross Merriam's brain has gotten going.
Sure. Well, that is a big graveyard, and he has not hit that many payoff cards yet.
Now
No prized amalgams. Only 2 Narcomoebas. We just saw the second Bloodghast.
Yep. There's been a couple of Faithless Lootings that have been hit. He's got 23 cards left in his deck. Remember, there is only 1 Conflagrate left. He's playing 3 main deck copies this weekend. So now he is going to flashback Faithless Looting. Step 1 is Stinky. Amalgam. Conflagrate. Loam, Cathartic Reunion, and Wooded Foothills. Let's go Dark Blastin'. He'll get another Amalgam. Copperline Gorge. And a Stinkweed Imp. Discard 2 guards, 2 Stinkweed Imps in the graveyard. Hello, Gemstone Mine. 3 mining counters, more importantly, a Bloodgrass trigger, which means a couple of Amalgam triggers if Ross can find them all in his graveyard. There we go.
It's 2 of them.
He's doing the search, doesn't want to miss any Bloodghast. There are the prized Amalgams, and Merriam will pass the turn back to Candio with Eternal Witness. That's not a Vizier or a Cord. That's not infinite mana. Ross has had to fade, what, 4 draw steps here?
Yeah, and this is kind of a strange game. Normally, Brennan would have a a payoff card in the graveyard to rebuy with an Eternal Witness at this point. This game's gone pretty long. He still has no Cord or Collected Company in the bin. He might just go after the Horizon Canopy again.
Yeah, not quite yet. Four mana, Ballista on 2. You gotta shoot at least one Narcomoeba. He wants to keep getting aggressive. I kind of like this line of play. Merriam's gonna use a Dark Blast to take care of the Kitchen Finks, it appears. Yes. So away that goes. Now remember, Ross, no cards in hand right now. He's got a Conflagrate in the graveyard, but it's not gonna be a very big one. He will untap. He's got a pretty healthy battlefield, however. And I'm curious what the dredge will be. Loam is probably the most attractive.
Yeah, I like Life from Loam. It gives him the cards to discard to a big Conflagrate.
Well, 2 Amalgams and Narcomoeba. Ring-a-ding-ding.
I mean, he's running out of cards that were blanks.
Yeah.
You know?
Very likely for him to find those type of cards. Merriam looks like he's going to cast Life in the Loam right now. Going to pick up a couple of lands. Dredge doing its thing right now for Ross. It's time for Conflagrate. He's going to do 2 to Devoted Druid and 1 to Walking Ballista. A play that I like. Because Ballista's going to have to make its move right now to kill something. And a 3rd Devoted Druid will be headed to the graveyard. And I don't know if there's any coming back now for DeCandio.
Yeah.
Seems pretty gosh darn tough. Now let's see. What could Brennan do here? He could deal 1 to Ross. Put him at 6.
He's doing some math because he has the other Walking Ballista in his hand. But he's been so choked on mana this game. I don't know as though it's going to make a difference either way.
Devoted Druid down. Merriam can attack with some amount of confidence here. 2 Amalgams, 2 Bloodghast, or what he's thinking. It looks like an attack for 11. So close. DeCandio down to 1. 2 more Amalgams. Brennan will draw. Duskwatch Recruiter is not what the doctor ordered, folks. And we're all set. Ross Merriam going to win game number 1 here over Brennan DeCandio. Close one there, but Dredge up a game here over Connor's Company as we prepare to take a look at the sideboards. We'll start with Brennan DeCandio, number 4 of that SCG Tour leaderboard, who's got 3 Voice of Resurgence, 2 Path Exile, and here come the funnos. Kasai Pride Mage, Giant Line of Rhetoric, Selfless Spirit, Linvala, Keeper of Silence, Orzhov Pontiff, Aven Mind Sensor, Yixla Jailer, Kataki War's Wage, Abrupt Decay, Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah,
what are we thinking?
So we saw him last game. He last round tutor up a very timely Selfless Spirit in order to save his team from a big Conflagrate.
Quite good against Ben Friedman.
So I would expect that to come in again. Obviously, the Yixla Jailer is perfect for this type of matchup. And then it's a question of if he wants some of these other cards. It's potential that he wants to cut some of his main deck cards and he'll play something like a Maelstrom Pulse to clear away a bunch of threats. Some Path to Exiles to permanently deal with something. All of these seem mediocre to me, but it's a question of whether or not he likes the way his main deck looks.
Other side of things here for Ross, it's 4 Leyline of the Void, 2 Maelstrom Pulse, 2 Lightning Axe, 2 Electric Brutality, 2 Thoughtseize. Engineering Explosives is a 1 of, along with Ancient Grudge. And for that burn matchup, Gnaw to the Bone.
Ross has a lot of good options here. The Collected Brutality strike me as particularly good in this matchup. You're almost always going to be able to double mode them, and that's exactly what you want to be doing. We might see a card like Lightning Axe come in. We mentioned the Yixla Jailer. I don't know if he saw that in the feature match last round out of Brennan's deck. The Engineered Explosives is just a great catch-all card, as is the Maelstrom Pulse.
There's a lot of nice options here. We've seen Ben Friedman take the catch-all approach.
Yeah.
With Maelstrom Pulse and Engineered Explosives against decks like this. After sideboard, you might see Ross take that as well. However, Ben had 3 Pulse, 2 Explosives, where Ross has 2 Pulse, 1 Explosives. But you can also kind of put Lightning Axe in that category.
Sure.
That's kind of a catch-all card that also gets the Dredge engine going. So these players, well, a little conversation between the two of them, some good sportsmanship, and they'll be underway in game number 2 in just a moment. And we know one thing about each of them. We'll see them both at the Invitational in just a couple weekends in Roanoke, Virginia. We hope we'll see you guys there as well, as we've got a main event that's going to be awesome. We've got some opens and classics that are going to be awesome and a whole bunch more. And if you're unfamiliar, we'll familiarize you right now. June 30th through July 2nd. We'll see you guys for the Season 1 Invitational in Roanoke, Virginia. Should be one heck of a tournament. Someone's walking out of there with a whole bunch of money. My goodness, $10,000. Invite to our Season 2 Invitational, likeness on a card. Gonna be sweet. That's where greatness begins. Could be for Ross Merriam, could be for Brennan DeCandio. Right now, we learn a little bit more about Ross, the boss. Ooh, I wonder if he's got new facts. Aha! Here we go. 28-year-old from Middleton, Connecticut. 17 Open top 8s, 4 wins, 2 Invitational top 8s. Here we go. Jeopardy fan appeared on the show in July 2016. That was actually a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately, Pranjal is his name, and Pranjaling is his game. Pranjal destroyed everyone and went on a nice little win streak. He eats eggs for breakfast nearly every morning, something I can approve of, and he's an avid Utah Jazz fan, which I know because I get random texts from him when the Jazz are doing well, even though I'm not watching the game. Just in the middle of January, he'll say, Gordon Hayward is the best. You're an idiot, which that's true and false. Gordon Hayward is very good, and I am not stupid. But this is what I have to deal with from Mr. Merriam on a regular basis.
I feel like these aren't the most dynamic, exciting facts on the man.
Ross is a very deep individual. Very deep.
There's a lot of layers.
Yes. We give you just a little taste. Just a little taste. But the Jeopardy accomplishment is a big one because I know he's wanted to be on the show for a very long time.
Yeah.
And to be able to accomplish a goal like that is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Not something I'll ever be able to do.
No.
I'll tell you that much. Ross has got a vast knowledge about a bunch of random things. I'm very honed in on the things that I know, like basketball and magic and you know, horrible music, as some would say. That's my wheelhouse.
It's not horrible music. It's just adolescent female music.
That's my wheelhouse.
Yes.
Okay. Ross is a bit more diverse. We got some calzones coming through here.
Ooh, buddy. You know what? The match is off.
Yeah. Fuel Pizza doing a nice job here in Charlotte. Brennan going to start things off with the Birds of Paradise. Ross got a Faithless Looting, going to discard a Bloodghast and a Stinkweed Imp. Over to Brennan we go. Temple Garden.
Oh, mama.
The Fun Police has arrived. It's the Ixit Jailer. Dark Blast has killed the Fun Police.
Oh, it has the answer.
Brennan is not happy about it as the Dredge engine is now online.
This is a great start from Ross.
We'll see a Dredge 5 here. Narcomoeba going to enter the battlefield. Insolent Neonate, one of the cards that's been placed in the graveyard along with Loam and other Faithless Looting. It looks like a Collective Brutality. Copperline Gorge going to bring back Bloodghast. And now Ross will pass the turn back. Thing is, Ixit Jailer, as good as it is against Dredge, Dark Blast is very good against Brennan's deck.
Yes.
Because he's got Noble Hierarch. He's got Birds of Paradise. It kills the Vizier. It just kills a lot of stuff.
It does.
So maybe Ixit Jailer isn't the best card to go to, as Ross is going to dredge another copy of Dark Blast. Now he's finding a copy of Conflagrate. Another Bloodghast has hit the graveyard.
Well, and the Conflagrate out of the hand is pretty easy to take down the Jailer as well.
Yeah, that'll do it too. Here come the Knuckleheads and Bloodghast and Narcomoeba. The follow-up is a Life from the Loam. Going to get back just a Stomping Ground. Not all that exciting there for Merriam. He'll play that Stomping Ground untapped, however. He's going to fall down to 18 in the process. Bloodghast on the way back. Anything else for Ross? No, just pass the turn. Collected Thumpany here for Brennan DeCandio.
Yeah, game one, the way it played out where Brennan just kind of ran out of gas and couldn't close out the game is a bit of an aberration. The Collected Company's deck often has a lot of resources through Collected Company, Quarter Calling, and then just a full complement of Eternal Witnesses.
Well, Brennan found a Devoted Druid off of that Collected Company along with the Kitchen Finks, and Ross had a Lightning Axe at the ready. Unfortunately for Brennan, he actually had Vizier in his hand to be able to combo, so he can't catch a break around here. Now, he did draw Gavney Township, and he does have an Eternal Witness in hand, so he can reassemble.
Yes.
But, boy, he's having a tough time, and he wants to rip some of that hair out right now.
Just so close.
Yes. Last game he couldn't draw. This game he's got it all together. Even had the Jailer.
The Jailer on 2. Yep. The combo in hand.
Yep.
Ooh.
Can he ever get it to stick? Because if he can't get it to stick this game, I'll tell you what, that shows some of the resiliency of Dredge.
Yeah.
To be able to work through all of this.
Well, and post-board Dredge gets a lot more of this cheap interaction.
Mm-hmm.
1 mana to deal 5 is pretty good rate.
No doubt. All right, Fink's in. Merriam down to 15. Township has arrived. Get back Devoted Druid. Play Devoted Druid.
Yep.
And now, Ross got to figure out what to do next. Now remember, he's got Conflagrate, and he's got a Loam to dredge back if he'd like to. Just 2 cards in hand, and it looks like Ross is going to go towards the Loam. So, dredge 3. 1 is an Amalgam. 2 is an Amalgam. 3 is an Insolent Neonate.
No lands.
No lands indeed. Wow.
Which is very significant here.
Yes.
You know, he could still Conflagrate, but ideally he wanted to rebuy a land with the Loam, advance his board a little bit, and Conflagrate.
He's not going to be given the ability to do that. So now, Merriam's got to get a little bit crafty, perhaps.
Well, I think he knows he has to get this Devoted Druid off of the board. There's a Collected Company in Brennan's graveyard.
Yeah.
And he did not get it with
Yep.
the Eternal Witness.
And we have seen Ross put a priority on getting Devoted Druid off the battlefield.
Yeah.
He's known that I cannot let this stick around.
Well, I think he understands in this matchup, it's hard for him to lose if he doesn't let his opponent combo him.
Conflagrate is going to be 2 to Devoted Druid and 1 to Eternal Witness. So those are dead. This will allow Merriam to come through for 5 points of damage. DeCandio is going to fall down to 14. But Merriam is empty-handed, and he's used maybe his best card in Conflagrate. Brennan will draw. Collected Company. Can't stop, won't stop. Here comes Sphinx.
Yeah, not the same as the first game.
Brennan will pass. Man, nothing to do. That's too bad.
Yeah,
We're going to go back over to Ross.
Maybe he's just trying to use that Gavney Township.
Yeah, end of turn. Don't want that extra point of damage.
Yeah.
Here's a Stinkweed in. 5 cards.
Zachary
Explosives among them.
to customer service, please.
Nothing really doing there. Ross is going to come across for 4. Looks like he's going to hold back with Narcomoeba. And now Brennan is working with perfect information because he knows what the battlefield is. He knows what the hand is for Merriam. Now, the one thing that Ross can do is exactly this, which is recast Faithless Looting. We'll see if Brennan wants to let this resolve or not. Collected Company in response here from DeCandio. Top 6. Horizon Canopy, Eternal Witness. Swamp, Horizon Canopy. Vizier, Court of Calling.
It's the way it goes sometimes.
Yep. And he's got Vizier and Duskwatch Recruiter in hand. It's never come together for Brennan.
It's very close.
Yes.
But he does have some rebuys here.
So Witness will come in, it'll trigger. What's it want to return, though?
I mean, he's already telegraphed his hand when he rebought Devoted Druid the first time.
Merriam's going to dredge Golgari Thug. 3 lands and a Bloodghast. And salvage. Okay, so 2 cards. That's another Amalgam and an Arid Mesa. Now he's got to discard 2 cards. He's going to play a Dockmore Salvage, which means Bloodghast will enter, which means now all the Amalgams will enter. So that's 2 and 3. So he's built a battlefield.
Yeah, that was a good turn.
Yeah. And he cannot be infinite combo until 2 turns from now because Devoted Druid has Summoning Sickness. No Hall of the Bandit Lords here. As the draw here for Brennan is Noble Hierarch. Dredge doing dredge things, folks.
on a collected company deck doing collected company things as well.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Ross has had the answer every single time, but he's always on that precipice where if he doesn't have the answer immediately, he just loses the game.
Yeah, he's been super close every single time to losing. But he has had the answer every single time, as you mentioned. And while having the answer every single time, he's been able to advance his board.
Yeah.
And keep attacking and keep doing what it takes to get closer to a win. Now here's Noble Hierarch. And DeCandio will pass the turn back again with Collected Company at the ready. Merriam is untapping.
Magic players, we need only one more participant.
Will he
for
be
our next
dredging or
Modern
drawing?
On-Demand event. If you'd like to play in an 8-player Modern pod, come right up. We'll get you started right away.
This is tough. He wants Conflagrate in his graveyard, but he doesn't have the cards to use Conflagrate if he puts it there. So he wants to dredge Life from the Loam
To be able to conflagrate.
in order to
Ding.
and it just works out perfect.
Ding, ding, ding.
But dredging a bigger dredge card gives him a greater chance of hitting the Conflagrate.
Yeah. But now it's the best of both worlds.
Yes.
He found the Conflagrate. Now, does he want a Loam plus Conflagrate first? We don't know. He's doing the math here. But Loam plus Conflagrate means at least Conflagrate for 3.
Yes.
Because he does, now he actually has plenty of lands in the graveyard. Some timely dredges here from Ross Boss.
That was a goodie.
You could have made an argument for Dark Blast there, too,
Sure.
if you wanted to get that back, because Dark Blast could kill the Vizier.
Yep.
But I think Ross has also kind of got the read on the situation that you had, which is Brennan has telegraphed his hand.
Yeah.
That he has Vizier in his hand.
Yeah, he already showed Vizier. Didn't matter that Brennan hit another one off the collected company.
Yep. Vampires and zombies. They're coming into the red zone. 3 of each.
And Brennan knows he's got a combo to win this game, so he's just going to do everything he can to preserve his life total here. He's probably thinking about if he wants to collect the company before blocks, because if he hits a bunch of finks, it makes for some very easy blocks.
They're the blocks. DeCandio down to 6.
No
Yep,
counter.
no
on that.
counter, thanks. Brendan says, don't touch my cards.
Come on, judging staff,
Yeah,
get it together.
I know how my cards work. Don't touch my cards. Couple of lands here for Merriam off the Life from the Loam. So, Mr. Conflagrate, where will we be going?
And if he only hit one Conflagrate, we might have seen him wait a turn.
The fact that he hits 2 changes it a little bit.
Yes. No, he probably wouldn't wait any. He has such a board presence. He's going to be able to close out the game next turn.
Here's Conflagrate.
In all likelihood, whether or not he uses it.
What are we hitting here? Discards 3. I only might discard 2 lands.
Just rethinking this.
Okay. I like this. Never mind. 1 and 1 because if he townships, that means he's not company.
Yes.
So I like this. Here's company.
Yeah, the township does not matter here at all.
How'd we do? Hey, Scavenging Ooze, you're super late.
What a tease.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is that Ross has to make sure he doesn't die on the attack back,
Sure.
which I find to be unlikely, but he's got to be careful of that. Now, Narcomoeba being back on defense makes that pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I
yeah, he
think-
does have a blocker.
Yeah, he's done a nice job of that. 2 life here for DeCandio is going to go up to 8. Those creatures are dead. All right. Ross has done such an excellent job of making sure that Brennan cannot ever infinite combo. Now Brennan will draw. Picked up another copy of Gavany Township.
That's a little awkward. He wants as many green sources as possible with the Scavenging Ooze on the board.
And now Ooze kind of wants to go after that Conflagrate.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine. There's a prized amalgam in the graveyard, I believe.
Yep. And the Dark Blast, potentially. He wants to take the Conflagrate and the Dark Blast because he still has a Vizier in his hand, and the Vizier plus the Finks is just lots of blocks and lots of life.
True. True. Yeah, this is an interesting spot for Brennan. He might be able to claw his way back into this because even though the ooze is pretty late to the party, it's still relevant.
It's
to
so
the party.
powerful.
Yeah. So you mentioned Dark Blast and you mentioned Conflagrate. I think Conflagrate's the easy one, but Dark Blast is the first to go. He can also wait to see what Ross dredges. Now, Ross is going to dredge Life from the Loam. 1, 2, 3, Thug, Reunion, Bloodstained Mire, and now we might see it in the draw step.
Yeah, I like this. Brennan's playing very heads up here.
He always is, honestly. He always is.
Yep. He knew he had to remove those 2 cards, but he didn't have to remove one of them right now. So he might as well wait, get as much information as possible. You know, Ross kind of has to, you know, reveal his hand, reveal his strategy here by getting the loam back.
Here's looting from Ross. I think he's checking what he sideboarded out.
Yeah, what's left in the deck.
If he wants to, if he yeah, he's going to take a moment here and count his deck, take a look at his sideboard, get as much info as he can before he makes this decision. It's obviously a very important one. If he wins this game, he's on to the top 8.
Man, that Scavenging Ooze was huge.
23 cards in the deck at the moment. That Scavenging Ooze was a big deal.
I thought Brennan was just going to succumb to the vampire zombie horde here.
Yeah. Decisions here for Ross. Well, even this time the Narcomy was going to come in. Okay. Remember, 3 Conflagrates gone, 2 cast, 1 exiled via Scavenging Ooze. Dark Blast gone, but that card did a lot of good work this game.
Yes.
So can't be too unhappy with that.
Definitely got the value out of that card.
2 Amalgams attacking, 2 Amalgams in the graveyard. 3 Bloodghast attacking. We don't know everything that Ross sideboarded in or out of his deck. Well, you know that he's overcome a Yixa Jailer, and he stopped Brennan from making infinite mana multiple times.
I like this block. Just the 2 Finks. It's going to fall to 1. The Finks come back. He's going to go back up to 5. And next turn, he's going to have the Scavenging Ooze online to gain a bunch of life and eat a bunch of that graveyard.
Well, the question I have is Ross going to have blockers? Faithless Looting, Dredge 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answer is yes, he'll have blockers. Again, that's why you see him doing the math. He's really smart. He's a really smart guy. Next comes Thug. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll have to discard 2 cards. That won't be a problem, of course.
Modern Challenge players, 3 o'clock Modern pairings for round 1 are headed to the Gathering Point flag.
Narcomy must come, which means Amalgams come.
Modern, please find your seats for round 1.
Lots of them.
Any Bloodghast running around here? Yeah. All 4 Amalgams. Remember, the Amalgams are going to enter the battlefield tapped, but they'll be ready for service next turn. We're going to go back over to DeCandio. What can you do, Brennan? Draw another Kitchen Finks is not all that impressive. Brennan is at 5 life. I don't even know if Scavenging Ooze can get him out of this one.
Oh, geez, there were a lot of creatures under there.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see all of them.
Yeah, all 4 Bloodghasts, all 4 Amalgams are back.
Yeah, he's saying if I block these 5, I gain some life.
He's at a theoretical 8 right now.
Yeah, if he plays Finks and eats something with the ooze.
Yeah, if he plays Finks and eats something with the ooze, or he just eats 3 things.
Yep.
So he's at the same life total, but he'd be +1 blocker.
Yes.
So seems as though playing the ooze is better.
Yeesh, every turn.
They've all been very close. Seven is what DeCandio will go to. Past that turn. Merriam quickly untapping. You see the clock. They're about to be under 13 minutes. I think they're both aware of that, though Ross is up a game. Merriam going to do the math and see if you block like this and do all that as he draws a card. What is this? Looting. 1, 2. He's looking for something in particular because he's not dredging. Discard Cathartic Reunion and Archimeeba? Huh. What's going on over here?
Attention, modern open players.
I think he has the win.
This is a reminder.
He started with the looting just to get a little more information.
Start of the day, or if you've moved since the last time you received prizes with us.
Yeah, I think if he attacks at everything, he does it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get it done. Ross Merriam going to win this match here over Brennan DeCandio. 2-0. Dredge just too much for Counter's company to stop, and DeCandio kept getting so close to making infinite mana, but he could never get it done. Ross Merriam played great, and that's why he is 12-2 and into the top 8. Congratulations to him.
Yeah,